this is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. A contest between conferences, Oracle Arena, Oakland, California, where the Warriors take their home floor. And it's the Cavaliers to start out.
Huh?
Let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go.
I don't know the site.
Game for the Cavaliers. Thompson down low with Mozgov.
I think look it up. Dunkin' Donuts distribution jobs in Mokina.
The point guard position.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how
no.
things are.
I had to like look online.
Now here's James. Following the miss.
I'm a temp. I call it temp service.
That's good.
When you can make adjustments.
I work for
Randstad.
Randstad.
Air and midstream, and still knock it down. You know you're flowing.
Outside Curry. To the inside. Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
And the whistle blow is going to be on Andrew Bogut. That is his first foul of the game.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back and doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the game. Here's James. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Damn, missing free throws.
Arena was rocking last season, and with good reason. The Warriors would finish a league best 39-2 at home last year.
And how about that 39-2 record put them one off of tying the best record ever in the NBA. That record, by the way, belongs to the Celtics with 40 wins back in 1986.
Thompson with the bucket. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Outside Irving. Inside. It's stolen by Green. A drive by Iguodala. On deep. And it's Johnson in time. Assisted by Iguodala. And 11 points for Klay Thompson.
Well, I tell you what, you look at the Warriors, and they were actually unstoppable every way last season. Average home margin of victory was 13-plus points. A lot of those games weren't even that close as they let things get tight in garbage time.
Here's Curry. J.R. Smith making his last shot. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And the Warriors with some changes. Spades comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. Cleveland also making some changes. Channing Frye's checked in for Moscow. Mon Shumpert is coming for Tristan Thompson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Kicks it out to James. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
And it's Thompson again missing.
And more on the Warriors home down. Shot almost 50% as a team at home, which led the league. Shot over 41% from beyond the arc as a team.
And that one's good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And bench here also for Cleveland. Kevin Love's checked in for James. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, you might as well make those adjustments right away.
Some changes for Golden State. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Green. Rush comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. On defense, Golden State. Iguodala with the steal. To the inside. Barbosa. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
That's a 2 from Smith. Got a piece of it. Here is Livingston. Guarded by Shumpert. Shots good. Livingston's got his first points in this one.
And look at how quick he was to fight on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Fry dishes to Love. The feed to Dellavedova. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Smith outside. The drive by Love. Out to Smith. Right wing. Here's Fry. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Shumpert. Got it off in time. All right.
Oh shit, just ripped my shot off.
Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Boy, they really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the
Be full for 20.
steals in the early going.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots.
So on the floor for Cleveland, the forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Mozgov in at the center. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Thompson for the triple. And James pulls it down. Cavaliers trailing.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
Cavaliers shoot from the field. Not bad.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Barnes can't get it to go. To the wing right side. Three-pointer, Dellavedova. Golden State's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. The drive by Johnson. And a foul on the shot. They'll go to the strike for 2.
Well, I tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Festus Ezeli. And Cleveland also making a change. Shumpert's checked in. Thompson from long range. That one's no good. That makes it 1 for 2.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Clark is checked in for Golden State. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 in the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Cavs were very strong against the West. 18-12 record for them overall, second only to the Hawks in the East.
And they really turned it on against the West from mid-January on. How about going 14-1 in the West in their last 15 matchups and had a 10-game win streak against the West.
And here's Thompson after the three-pointer from among jumpers. And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good by Clark. Cleveland's gone 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the final. Impressive work.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Livingston comes in for Thompson. And Curry subbed in for Ian Clark. And that one's good, Irving.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
That's good. And now a 6-point Cavalier lead.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough as LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
And the Warriors miss again.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Back to James. Curry against Thompson. Pass to James. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Thompson misses.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off. They got it done and did it in a emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history. Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really, it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Curry can't get it to go.
And then they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead. Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Last season for the Warriors, really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league in great both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past 2 seasons. Kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward. Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
They're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
There's a 4-second difference in the shot clock to the game clock.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
For Cleveland, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Spades buries it from 3-point range. Spades has got himself going there. His first points of the game with the deep ball. Outside Irving. Where it goes. And down it goes just as the clock hits 0.
How about the timing? An unbelievable touch on that one.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And so we wrap up the first half. Cavalier.
$15 threes.
20-second chance play, 16 rebounds.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself. In that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
I mean, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he has a lot more to his totals after the work.
It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. And it's Bogut at the 5 down low. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. And stolen by James. Deflects the pass. Back to Love. The kick out to Irving. From past the arc. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Irving. Smith's got the first basket of the third quarter for Cleveland. Cavs didn't start the season as a team built around the three, but they would end it that way.
Yeah, and after the trade for Smith and Shumpert, it changed their dynamic. All of a sudden, they can do a lot of damage from beyond the arc.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And you know, for the Cavs, they ended up in the top 5 in made threes per game, but they actually led the NBA in made threes per game after the trade.
And that one's good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Green.
And last season, the Cavs would shatter all sorts of franchise records in the three department. I mean, it makes sense to have that many shooters on your roster when LeBron opens up so much in terms of floor space.
And it's Iguodala with the jam.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now here's Mozgov. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And it's Smith missing.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Ian Clark's checked in for Klay Thompson. Cleveland also making some changes. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. The Cavaliers leading by 5. And that one's good by LeBron.
Just reliable for guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Outside Curry. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Outside for Curry. And stolen by LeBron. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. So it's the Warriors now. Following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. All alone. And he hits the jump shot. Smith's got 7 points in the game. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in. The Cavaliers leading by 9. That's good from Shumpert on the assist by Smith. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one. Over in the corner, Barnes. And again, no good by Golden State. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. And it's Smith missing.
That would have been lucky had it fallen 4 shots away.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here's Thompson. He's got 15. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Wasted no time on that one. Fry's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Curry can't connect from long distance.
And sometimes he can hit that deep 3, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Now 8 seconds separate the 2 clocks. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. 24 seconds left in the 3rd. And it's Thompson again missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Boy, this game over. This game over. This game over.
There's 10 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Kicks it to Shumpert.
Quit, boy. Quit, cause this shit over, boy. Ain't even started the 4th yet. You finna get dubbed.
4 seconds on the clock.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
Hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cleveland ahead as they end the third quarter on a 12-3 run. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you. As soon as we get back from this short break. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. The forwards are LeBron and Thompson. And it's Mozgov in the center position. And it's Smith missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Feeds to Thompson. From deep.
All them threes is dead.
I'll make you sit at this screen.
We are live from Amway Center for an Eastern Conference contest with the Magic in Orlando. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's the Cavaliers to start out. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's LeBron in the 3 slot.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Now LeBron, after Victor Oladipo missed from long range. And
You finna quit already, bro? Don't do it. It wouldn't matter to me, though.
it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. Shoot one more at the free throw line. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throw of the contest.
Miss.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Now, here's Oladipo. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
We play just over a minute here in the first. Fournier pass to Vucevic. He kicks to Fournier. And he's good on the 3-ball. Fournier's got himself on the board with 3 there. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Here's Vucevic. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Doubled by Smith. Out to the wing. Big kicks to Gordon. The feed to Fournier. Just 5 on the clock. Oladipo misses. Right side, Irving. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch. By Oladipo. Inside. Irving dishes to Mozgov. Shot is off. 18 that time from Vucevic.
And you can see the defender's afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Gordon. Oladipo gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field. The try by James, and it's blocked by Gordon. Oladipo with the ball. Picked up by Love. Gordon against James. Right block shot. And it's Gordon getting it to go.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
Orlando's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. And Fournier kicks to Gordon.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep his feet dirty to use the bucket.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Cleveland?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
To the middle. It's stolen by Vucevic. Oladipo goes in. Here's Payton. Oladipo Oladipo trying to get open. High post Vucevic. Looking for Payton. He gets it there. Good on the baseline, Jay.
He's fortunate that shot found the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't the highest quality one.
Moving again, it's Payton. Irving can't hit.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
For Cleveland, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And Fry kicks to Shumpert. Outside Irving. And that is good.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
1 second separating the shot clock in game. Payton passes to Gordon. Oladipo outside. No good with the triple.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's Payton. Shumpert with the steal. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Cavaliers lead by 2. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Jennings out there with Victor Oladipo. And it's Hezonja in the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. Tries again. And LeBron with the layup. James has got 6.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Here's Hezonja. And it's off from 3-point range. Shumpert with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Oh, that's blocked. But they get it back. Dellavedova reaches to LeBron. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. James has got the lead up to 4 now for Cleveland.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim. Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov comes in for Channing Frye. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Shumpert.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Jennings kicks to Gordon. Now the dish to Vucevic. That's his second shot.
He needs focus.
Second basket.
He's 2 for 2.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Orlando. The Cavaliers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Smith checked in for Vucevic. Ilyasova comes in for Aaron Gordon. And Marble subbed in for Oladipo. Smith kicks to Marble. The drive by Smith to the left side wing. Hezonja live. Pass to Ilyasova. Passes it to Hazanya. Dishes it to Jennings. Drills it from outside. Jennings has got himself on the board with 3 there. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And Orlando making a change here. Fournier is checked in. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Cleveland. Williams comes in for Matthew Dellavedova.
And the Magic struggled last season, still waiting on one of their young stars to just take that next step.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
At the end of the year, the Magic saw leaps from Oladipo and from Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, I like those 2 young guys, Kevin, but it's hard to compete in the NBA without a top 20 scorer.
Now here's Jennings to the right side. The pass to Fournier. Ilyasova dishes to Jennings. 4 on the clock. The Magic need to get a shot off. Fournier's shot is off.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
Now Jennings following the 3-point attempt by Kyrie Irving.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Love. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Hazanya. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Count it, and the Orlando lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from LeBron. Orlando's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jennings.
Whoa.
Goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot 1 more at the free throw line. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Thompson is checked in for Mazda. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert in there for Williams. Now here's LeBron. 10 points for him. The Orlando Magic didn't make the playoffs last year for the 3rd consecutive season, Greg. They knew it wasn't a realistic goal for them.
Yeah, and last season wasn't really about making the postseason, Kevin, for this group. Assume that will have to be the goal as patience will wear thin within that fan base.
Here's Fournier to the left wing. Ilyasova passes to Hazanya. Shumpert with the steal. And James with a clear path to the hoop. Hammers it down on the coast-to-coast break.
That is such good work to make this a 1-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And misses, but it kind of had it gone in a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Magic. They're up by 1. Time now for the halftime break, with the 3rd quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, he's playing just a smart game overall offensively.
I was looking at this week.
To the defense, and also to terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about. We talked about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now one can pull out away here in the third. What can you say, LeBron James?
Yeah.
What an impressive effort today.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Amon Jumper is out there with Irving, and it's Mozgov in the center position. Kicks it out to James. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
It's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight through it.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the
And that one's good.
great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft defense.
It's Oladipo on the wing. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Brandon Jennings is checked in for Peyton. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Vucevic the pass to Hazzani. And Jones jamming that one home.
Hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
The Cavaliers trailing. And stolen by Ilyasova. Shumpert again. Oladipo. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. 5 on the clock. Down low. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Offensive rebound.
And once he had to change his shot in the face of the D, you just had a feeling that one wasn't going to fall.
Irving attacking. Nice D from Oladipo.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Orlando moving the ball to the right side. Here's Ilyasova. Goes up again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And it's going to go on Amon Shumpert. The Magic have gone 4 for 5 with the cherry stripe in this one up to now.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
J.R. Smith's checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Irving. Feeds it to Ilyasova. To the paint. Here's Hazzani. Mozgov with the ball. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And Oladipo gets to Jennings. From about 19 feet. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there. He was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Gordon checked in for Orlando. Fournier comes in for Hazzani. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to the bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
James outside. Mozgov kicks to Shumpert. Another shot.
Oh.
At the elbow, it's James. Back to Mozgov. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home.
Well said, G. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition
What up
game, too.
to whoever watching?
They've really run the break well.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They have a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade. That got them moving, I think.
Mozgov.
And they call over the back here. Too much contact. The Magic have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in.
How you get that pass off? How you get that pass off?
And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irvin.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way. That's exactly how you want to do it.
The drive by Gordon. Banked in off the glass. Gordon's got 6.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on top.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one.
Stay hitting buzzer beaters on niggas.
By 4. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. The Cavaliers lead by 4. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Jennings out there with Oladipo. And it's Fournier in the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Mozgov against Gordon. Mozgov kicks to Thompson.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-handed hit.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Gordon with the screen for Jennings. He feeds it to Gordon. Out left of the wing. For 3, Fournier. Thompson with the rebound. And the Cavaliers with possession here. They lead by 6, their biggest margin.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off the perimeter guys, too.
Now, here's Oladipo. Here's Fournier. And stolen by LeBron. Throws it up high. And the jam by J.R. Smith.
And the lead just froze on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
No, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Like it 6. That one goes. Count.
Lucky. Come on, man. I ain't got time for this timeout. Gotta go.
Problem the Magic faced last season was depth. They really weren't a deep team, and it hurt them along the way.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, they had the second fewest bench points in the league, and that number was really low because they didn't use the bench that
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
Thank you, Doris. From the stripe, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. And it's 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
And for the Magic, they will try and address the bench for this season, both through the draft and free agents.
Now here's Love. Now Irving. The screen from Thompson. Irving with the ball. Now Baker defending. The drive by James. And the call against Fournier. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side that will give it the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it worked. Even though he isn't having the best of game from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt. And guys, the Magic didn't work out and jump into the top 3 in the draft. Still ended up with a high pick, and that'll help add another nice piece to their puzzle. They've accumulated a lot of good pieces, but now they need to start making it work.
And Alfred Payton with the foul. That's his first foul for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Smith outside.
2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. That's off his run, so he misses both. The Magic trail by 7. The shot's good from Fournier.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
And here's LeBron outside. It's rebounded by Payton. There's Azania. Off target from three-point range.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You gotta have better shots up.
LeBron's shot is good.
Really, that's his specialty right there. Finding that angle and then going hard to the rim.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. Here's Fournier. Payton outside. And Ilyasova kicks to Payton. Pass to Hazania. Beyond the arc. That's good.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Ron right side. A baseline J. Kicks it out to Love. James dishes to Mozgov. Now here's LeBron. Not a lot of room. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can into the second. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Irving's checked in. But he gets
I missed them on purpose,
and the shot
but
is
you
good.
suck.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he
Threw that
would
bitch out to the
all
crowd.
their free throws will go down at this point.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
them within 5. And both free throws good for Peyton. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
And on the way from Irving for 3. For 3, Smith. Shot no good. Time call here. The Magic decides to talk it over. They're down by 2. Just 2 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Azania. Oh, they shot out a chance, but no good. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out.
No good.
They break the hearts of every fan.
Gotta go to work.